poison through a swirly straw. Let the children think they're safe, then trade their souls for the law. And the law won't listen to anyone but the man with money in his hands. Light up the sky and then get mad when we burn. Let the people think they're screaming when you can't hear a word. And words don't mean shit if you're not pointing a gun at the man with money in his hands. So it all stays the same. Crooked blood running through these veins. Our bodies will rot and decay, while it all stays the same. Make life easier, just give up control. It's a chemical dependence, it's a bruise on your soul. And your soul can't be saved if you don't give it away to the man with money in his hands. So it all stays the same. Crooked blood running through these veins. Our bodies will rot and decay, while it all stays the
I took a hit for the team, took a bullet for the dream, that we would one day all be free, free from prejudice, free from sexism, free from bigotry. I die for creativity, I die for freedom to be free. I died and left a legacy. Oh, but baby, I'm still live through technology. After the sun, comes the rain. And after the storm, the sun will start shining. Blood seas of pain, and tears of pain, and tears of pain. Your destiny will manifest, yes, bones in the sea.
What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on, fam? It's your dude, BubzDaGawd, here with yet another live for you all. Happy, what today is, what, Tuesday? Happy Tuesday to everybody. Hope everybody's doing well on this Tuesday evening. First of all, before we get off into this, I apologize. I'm sorry, and I'm sorry, okay? This live has been pushed back multiple times, and again, that's my fault. Charge it to my head and not my heart. there were some other things that came about that had more precedence than this live. I was going to get around to it. No shade, because I was going to do this live. Because during Pride Month, baby, just like how some of the normal gays, okay, and some of the conservative or right-leaning gays, even though they creating their content this Pride Month, baby, we gonna create the content as well to bring further context and nuance, because as we can see over there on that side, they're lacking in a lot of different areas. Okay, no shade. But because the queer community is not beyond reproach, because the queer community is not immune to criticism, because the queer community can also get the smoke like everybody else, no shade, check out CTV's last live where I joined him, where we interviewed Gabrielle, beautiful soul from the Okra Project, because there is some ish going on pertaining the Black trans community. And the community is holding Dominique Morgan, a literal criminal, a white-collar criminal girl, accountable. And it also exposes, no shade, to some of the points that some of the conservatives are talking about, is that there is really no true, genuine structure in the queer community in reference to us growing, evolving, healing, transmuting. But at the same time, those same people, all they're doing on that side as Republicans are just talking shit and not offering any fucking solutions, which is going to be my critique. Because no shade, baby. If I had the money, power, privilege, access, and reach as some of those conservative commentators had, oh, baby, I would have found ways to shut people's fucking mouths, baby. Because I'm going to show you better than I can tell you. But we had to take care of our own and do our own in-house cleaning. Because again, at least on this platform, CTV's platform, YB's platform, baby, and others, everybody can get the smoke, including us. But see, we check ourselves, or we have people around us who gonna check us. No shade. But today, this evening, shall I say, excuse me, we are going to talk more about the normal gays, the conservative gays, okay? And again, there's going to be a common theme that I'm going to be asking throughout this live, and I said it in countless lives. Since y'all are the normal gays, y'all are the gays on the right side of history, y'all are not twisted, y'all are not demented, y'all are healed, y'all are whole, y'all are aligned, y'all are complete. I need for y'all to show us what a family-friendly, Republican, low-key TBN approved Pride event looks like. Stop talking shit about the community when you got the access and the resources and the connections to be able to change shit in the queer community. That's going to be the main thing. And no shade, I'm doing the best I can with the little YouTube channel that I have. So yes, when there's people with bigger platforms that want to be political and want to speak for the community, you're going to have to actually talk to the people in the community instead of talking at the people in the community. Now, before we go even further, let me get on camera for this real quick. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? We here. And y'all, I have to put the mic here so y'all can hear me, because I've been told sometimes I speak a little low, so y'all going to have to bear with me. But here's the thing. Clarkson. If you look on the thumbnail, there is this white guy named Clarkson that is on there with Blair. Clarkson, if you happen to watch this, and you may, because your channel is growing, you're at what, 27, 28K subscribers. So again, congratulations to you. I don't know you personally. I am only just speaking on the things that I see publicly, just like how you can only speak on the things that you see publicly or that you have educated yourself about, right? I appreciate you for at least, and I hope it's not performative, but I appreciate you at least for being both-sided, meaning at least you're having a 360 perspective. You can have your concerns and perspectives about the queer community that you believe needs to be addressed to help us to become better, but you also check your side, and I commend you for that. But no shade, I'm gonna have to I'm gonna have to scrape on your jawline a little bit, babe. I'm gonna have to look smack on your jawline. No shade, I can use a little bit myself. No shade, girl. My jawline ain't as strong as yours. You got a real nice, strong jawline. But I'm gonna have to look smack on your shit a little bit, just a little bit, because I was like, wow, it would be dope. And again, I'm just getting into Clarkson, into Brad, who are the two members of the Normal Gays podcast, which I have to watch more about. I just discovered this person, and I was like, wow, I wish that they could get into connection with Amir Odom and Blair White. So I went to the Just Gays podcast, which is almost at 60K. So again, shout out to them. And I'm just, scrolling through, and it's not even been a month, a little over a month, shall I say, excuse me. It's been a little over a month. And there is a members only video where Brad and Clarkson the guy on the thumbnail, is sitting down. Girl, leave that up for this girl. Are sitting down with none other than the Amir Odom and the Blair White girl, sitting down doing a drunk damn podcast. A part of me was about to be like, bitch, let me go ahead and girl, just get him some little bit of coin, girl, because it's behind a fucking paywall, girl, because I know that when motherfuckers are drunk, bitch, what it say? A drunk bitch speaks a sober mind. I know that's probably not the exact thing, but it's something along the lines of that. Will there be a Freudian slip, baby? Y'all be saying shit when y'all sober. I can only imagine what comes out of y'all mouths when y'all be drunk. Especially when you around other people that think like you and you tend to forget that the camera is there. Whoo, I wanted to know what was being said. But when I saw that, I was like, okay, yeah, well, no shade, Clarkson, bruh. Yeah, you got some accountability. You're over here saying you're an objective person, that you're a moderate gay person. Okay, well, I'm gonna need you to moderate and have videos where you're sitting down with Amir Odom and Blair White, and I need you to talk about the Republican side. Because if you guys are trying to be objective, you're gonna check your side. Here on BubzDaGawd and other platforms, CTV, we check our sides. I literally have people in my own life right now that I trust that will check my ass if I'm wrong. That will challenge me if I'm wrong and don't get no fucks. What's up, Bubs? Who are you? Who do you think you are, sir? You're a human being just like everybody else. And if you're going to be a leader, if you're going to be an advocate, if you're going to be a voice for the people, one of the irrefutable, non-negotiable traits that you must encompass in order to be a good, effective, transformative leader is that you're going to have to check yourself first, baby, because you're the leader of the pack, bitch. Okay, I lead the pack. My back's to them. Okay, girl, they following you, Miss Mamas. You can lead them to the promised land, or you can lead them to some more of the wilderness, or you can lead them off of a damn cliff. No shade. So again, Clarkson pimping. If you happen to watch this and sit through the entire thing, I'm BubzDaGawd. I know I can be a lot, but there's a lot of information there. I'm a leprechaun, baby. No shade. It's just in my nature. I hope that you watch this, and if you do, I'm down to have a conversation. I know how to have a civil conversation. I talk like this on my platform because this is my house, so I speak how I want to. But I know how to go to other people's houses and respect them. This is not for no clout. Because, baby, what God, source, universe, consciousness has for me is for me, and I'm going to get that regardless. No shade. But again, this is bigger than us, and I want us to have a conversation that is actually healing. That's what I'm on. Not for clicks, not for views, but transformative-ish. Okay? And before we get into the video, we got to do the smart thing, y'all. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit educational tips to balance in favor of fair use. All the videos, songs, images, and graphics used in this live belong to their respective owners, and BubzDaGawd does not claim any right over them. So with that being said, y'all, let's go ahead and get into the video. Girl, I am. Baby, this weed is good, this video. Get into the video. Girl. And I know that y'all love entertainment, so I'm going to give y'all that too. Welcome to edutainment, girl. I myself. Okay? But anyway, let's get into the actual video. Cut this down because this is loud. Who's in the comments, actually? We got Deshaun in the building. We got Queen Stevie in the building. Okay. We have My Health Journey in the building. If you're still here, shout out to you. And again, if you agree, disagree, let me know. I don't know everything. I can be wrong. Just like AI, bitch. AI can make mistakes. That's why you have to double check-ish. So if I'm doing something that is wrong, if I am out here spreading mis and disinformation, you are obligated to be able to educate me. All I'm gonna ask is that you do just that. Don't just talk shit, bitch. Help me solve the problem. That's how we do it over here on BubzDaGawd. It's too many people that's claiming that they know what they're talking about, girl. But then when the time comes for them to show, there's nothing to show. And I'm a person that's learning. I'm a student of life. So one thing about BubzDaGawd is that I'm gonna figure it out. It may take me a minute, but bitch, I'm going to figure it out because all things work for my good. No shade. But let's get into the video. We're gonna start off with Miss Blair White talking about how cringe the queer community is. Let's get into it.
Pride Month is basically 9/11 every year for gay and trans people at this point. It's
Damn.
crazy how it's this month that was created to celebrate the LGBT community, that group of people, and it's actually, because it's just so cringe and so degenerate at this point, become a net negative for gay and trans people, the LGBT community, whatever the acronym is now, right? It's become something that actually hurts them in terms of their PR, right? You know how a candle like flickers the most when it's about to burn out? That's kind of what's happening here. Like, it's kind of extra gross and like a weird way. Let's look at some of the stuff. Happy Pride from the Teletubbies. Because that's normal, that's okay. Isn't Teletubbies not even on the air, but they're crafting pride messages? Like, that is okay. Interestingly, I feel like adults are kind of like done with pride, but they're just pumping out all this kids stuff. You have the Sesame Street Twitter account, the Sesame Street, the kids television show, putting out a pride message. Happy Pride Month from Sesame Street. Join us in celebrating and uplifting the LGBT, I'm not even reading that, members of our community. Unnecessary is an understatement. Nefarious is probably more like, at this point, I'm wondering if corporations are actually the most homophobic and transphobic people of all. I'm actually wondering if corporations hate gay people so much that they are doing everything they can to associate it with kids. Like, what I'm noticing this year is it's a lot of kids stuff.
Let's pause real quick. For those of you that are new here, I pause a lot. Okay? Again, because there's a lot of context and nuance here. If you want to hear Blair's thoughts uninterrupted without my commentary, the links are down below, so you can go ahead and give her a view. Just make sure you bring that ass back so we can have a conversation. Now that, according to Blair, that the queer community is literally, okay, on its last flickers in reference to the flame, girl. The flame is about to go out. It's about to be dark in this mug. Well, maybe this will be the time for, again, Blair and Amir and other gay people to finally show us how to save the community now. And the gag is that this saving that they believe they're doing, it's just performative. And we see that being performative is never enough because it's all about an identity. You got these people talking about, I don't care what people say about me. People can say whatever the hell they want to say about me. I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn. But yet you're making videos speaking about how people associate you with other people. They don't care to get to know you for who you are because it's easier just to lump your ass in, which is why now you have to explain yourself to these people, that you're not like them, even though they still see you as a them, just a different form of a them. Secondly, Teletubbies. Girl, who was the Teletubby walking around with the purse, Miss Mamas? We knew one of the Teletubbies was one of the girls. We knew this. Hello? If you're still watching, can somebody in the comments let me know? Because a lot of me, a part of me want to say Poe, but I don't know if it was Poe. I think it was Tinky Winky, bitch. I think it was Tinky Winky girl that was one of the girl that was voguing down during break time before it's time to record. Sesame Street, I mean, hello. There are children who grow up into adults and still love the stuff that they loved as a child. Why? Just like how there's a bunch of grown-ass men with beards, muscles, and all this shit that literally have goddamn what they call figure pops or something, all different type of memorabilia, all different type of toys, will literally still go and watch these superhero movies to this day as a grown-ass 40, 50-year-old man, girl, still talking about, go ahead, Batman, go! Go ahead, Superman, go! Still. Really? So there are some people who are still going to love things from their childhood. There are still grown-ass adults that love shit from Sesame Street, from the Teletubbies. They're still going to rock with it. They're still going to vibe with it. And just like with everything, there are people that are younger discovering things that are older than them. There are going to be some young people who are going to love older shit. I know. I was one of them. And we're hoping that the next generation will be better than this one. Now, to Blair's point, is there a capitalistic approach to this? Yes, because this system is going to monopolize on every aspect of our lives. First of all, am I sounding good? Do I sound good? Is the sound choppy? Please let me know. But yes, this system is going to monopolize and capitalize on every aspect of our lives. That's including the whole confusion between hetero and queer people. Because queer people are rising and ascending, they're going to benefit off of that. We're going to have pride this, pride that. Show that you love them. Show that you affirm them. Show that you care for them. So here's all this pride stuff, all this parade stuff, all this rainbow shit happening, right? And the corporations are raking that shit in. But 10 minutes before the clock strikes 12, they can't even give us to the strike of the 12, girl. 10 minutes before the strike of midnight, girl. Before the strike clocks 12. The strike clocks 12. What? The clock strikes 12, girl. What is... My brain's moving too fast, girl. But before we get to the next day, girl, July 1st, all the queer shit already in the 99-cent bin, girl. Take all that gay shit down today. Yeah, we're waiting till midnight officially, but in this take it down. Put that shit in the 99-cent bin. I was gonna low-key say burn it. Don't even throw it in the trash. We don't even want no dumpster diving ass bitches to get this. No, this is abominable. We're just getting it for the money. Girl, that's all it was for the money. Which is why this year, support for queerness is going down in America. And then y'all put all the blame on trans people, but then feel some type of way when trans people respond to y'all ignorances and y'all biases. See, it seems like a lot of people have forgotten where the fuck they've come from. So in that regard, yes, we can talk about the corporations that who don't care about queerness, because as much as they're raking in gay money, are they donating any of that money to queer people? Are they donating to nonprofit organizations like the Okra Project? Are they donating, like, are they taking the money that they're getting from all this queer representation and they're sharing that with other people? Of course, no. It's a capitalistic game. Just like how Miss Blair White, I found out it's Miss OG Grifter, that be driving people off of YouTube. That's very interesting that you drive people off of YouTube. Because I'm literally knocking on your door. And I would love for you to try that with me, Miss Mamas. Because you may be a white trans woman, but I'm a black same gender loving man, baby. And let me tell you something. We already got to work 3-4 times as hard, Miss Mamas. I'm just saying. But anyway, let's get back to the video, okay? You was talking about Sesame Street and the cheering and the homosexuals messed up with the children, but yet you a whole Christian girl and they've been fucking on kids for the longest time and you ain't got nothing to say about that.
I really think a lot of adults are done with Pride.
What's going on, Queen Spice?
But they're still able to like indoctrinate kids with this because they're fresh and green on the earth and they don't know what's going on, obviously, which is so sick. The number one agenda that the LGBT community needs to have right now is separating itself and beating these like groomer, you know, messing with the kids allegations. Like that is the main allegation that if there is any hope for the PR of this group of people, that needs to be the thing that is, you know, exercised as a demon would be. Unfortunately, these corporations, I guess, hate gay people more than anybody because I'm only seeing like kid stuff being released for Pride. We have Peppa Pig, which is a little kid show, put out Happy Pride Month to all our friends. We're celebrating the joy of being yourself and the many wonderful families and friendships that make our world special. Like I haven't even seen the RuPaul's Drag Race Twitter, if that's a thing, post anything about Pride. I'm seeing like kids shows, like shows on Nickelodeon posting about it. And we know about Nickelodeon, so they should be trying to beat those allegations too, if you think about it. The city of Boston, which no offense to anybody in Boston, it is one of my least favorite cities. It does have a tacky white lib vibe. And as evidenced by this, they're hosting 19 drag queen kids storytime events in the month of June. 19 of them.
The City Library is also planning 19 drag queen story hours next month, with most events geared towards kids 5 and under. One of the scheduled performers described what happens at these events a few years ago.
Right. I mean, the power of drag is that you can be anything you want to be. You can express yourself. There's drag performers that look all kinds of different crazy fun ways. And we think in my community that that's a great thing to show kids.
And for anybody that wants to give them the benefit of the doubt that these are like somehow appropriate if you're that demented, if you look at the actual drag queens that are holding the events, here's one of them making fun of Jesus dying on the cross. Notice how they never make fun of Buddha. Notice how they never make fun of Muhammad. Notice how they never make fun of whatever the Jewish God is. Like they never make fun of that, right? Why is that?
Well, maybe the reason why that's the case, Miss Blair, is because unlike Buddha and all the rest of those gods, they're not out here trying to massacre groups of homosexuals. The Christian God, by the way of organized religion, on the other hand, has slaughtered queer people physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. And I'm pretty sure that Amir and Blair can testify to that. Especially Amir, since he still has the battle wounds that almost took his ass out. And at the end of the day, regardless of how they show up in adult spaces, no matter where they're at outside of school, outside of class, when they're around the kids, girl, unless they have a history of some sort of behavior that has been documented, girl, drag queens can read to children, Barney can read to children, Goofy can read to children, Peter Pan can read to children, the fucking Dalmatians can read to children, girl, goddamn Optimus Prime and bitch can come read to children. Like all this mythical shit that grown-ass adults who smoke weed and motherfucking smoke cigarettes and drink all type of alcohol and throw all type of ass be working at Disney World, girl, acting like the goddamn character, bitch, because they're doing a fucking job. And it is to help desensitize the next generation from being queerphobic assholes so they don't have to grow the fuck up and be like you, Blair and Amir, and apologize as adults. Because you know that they're going to lump you in anyway, that they're going to see you as that way anyway, and that is no matter how much you explain, how much you share, they're still going to see you like that. And we're talking about the people in positions of power, girl. Those people are not your fucking friends. They're not. And no shade, if you're going to play that game, if the gays are going to hell for being gay, then I guess some of those gays on earth is just gonna get their motherfucking lick back, bitch. I'm going to hell anyway, girl, so let me go ahead and tear your ass up a little bit and let your ass know that I'll see you there. Because if y'all read the complete book, baby, we all going, according to that book. We're all going to the fish fry. Are you prepared? Because that's all you can do right now. Because with this Trump administration, regime, sorry, I had to correct myself. We all going to the camps. I think Hitman said in the last few videos, baby, we all going to the camps. We're all going to the Homelander camps, girl. Rehabilitation camps. So let them do what they do, girl. Let God strike them down. You ain't got to do God's job. If God gonna get them hoes, God gonna get them hoes, girl, when their time is up. Worry about your feet not hitting the fire.
We know why. You know, I would think that a performer that is hired to do a bunch of events with kids would also not be doing adult events, but here you have pictures of like a drag strip show type thing. Very, very like sexual pictures, like just a total nefarious pick, right? A total demonic pick as in like the choice for this person to do this. It's like, for anyone doubting this kind of stuff is intentional, and then there is not some really dark forces, you know, with those puppet strings making this a thing. I don't know how you
and yet y'all are so powerful and connected that y'all can't even find a motherfucker who pulling the strings, girl. Lo and behold, the people that's pulling the strings are the exact same people that your ass is advocating for.
Could be so dense to think that this
That's
isn't
the gag.
100% coordinated, and that there are deeply dark, insidious groups that actually do promote this sort of stuff towards kids intentionally. A drag queen twerking for young children at a family-friendly, all-ages Pride Festival in Connecticut today. I'm sorry, this just looks ghetto more than anything. Where's the budget? Y'all are like in an open field? Okay, so this one was...
Okay, where was the twerking at? And I know there's a difference between, you know, twerking, like throwing ass twerking, and, you know, there's very much, I'm white and I'm hot, uh-oh, bring it on, sisters. Dun, 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 dun. Looking so crazy right now, girl. The white chicks version, I understand that that's the little thing, but that was not a twerk, girl. That is what all drag queens do, girl. They do that step ball chain shit, kick, all this type of shit, kick they shit up, splits. They do all that, and I don't want to hear shit. I don't want to hear shit. When kids be around other kids, girl, they be doing all type of shit they see quote unquote adults do. Didn't Amir say that at 16 years old, girl, he won a twerk contest? And it must have been at a white event, girl, because I've never seen Amir can throw a little bit of Amir can throw booty, but he wasn't throwing ass. I don't think Amir can throw ass. Maybe Jamal can throw ass, but I don't know about Amir. No shade. But it's like that was a performance at a park. Now, she started doing some shit like this, pull up her shit, look at me, making her nuts clap in the damn thing. Then I can understand, oh my God, mommy, no. They did a performance. As you can see, she didn't have her booty hole exposed. As you can see, she didn't have a two-piece on that was very revealing, that was small and shit, like she had dental floss around her damn body. Nothing of the sort. It was a performance. And notice that there weren't children sitting there like slaves days, like, oh my God, I want to be that. 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 It is, again, to desensitize the next generation and let them know that there are people that are different, and that the people that hate them still utilize queer people for their benefit. Because, baby, the only future that Blair and Amir is showing other queer people who are pick-me's is that you're going to spend the rest of your life apologizing for your community, instead of doing the fucking work to address the issues within the community. But that would be less profitable, and all of these individuals will lose out on their bags. And the bag is more important than the community, which is why once the bag dries up, because your purpose will be served for a while. But once that bag dries the hell up, girl, don't bring your ass back to the queer community at large, Miss Mamas. Because we're going to pull up the receipts. No shade. What's up, DJ The Truth TV? What's going on, pimpin'? Glad to have you in the building. Let's continue with this Temu version of Professor Xavier, girl, on the screen.
actually funny to me. This is one of the front runners for the governor in California.
I'm Tom Steyer, and I'm about to ride the D.
And I'm about to ride the D.
See, they were talking about a train. Y'all was talking about dicks. So who really the sexualized slut buckets? Who the real freak nasty whores of the group? Y'all no different than the red pill niggas that hear all type of sexual shit so much to the point they gotta say pause. Riding a train, and no shade, some of you conservative hoes know something about trains, bitch. Isn't that why Grindr be shutting the fuck down, bitch?
This man is straight, supposedly.
Yes. Okay, he's riding a train.
I don't know
the D
what's
train.
going on with him, but I actually do have hope for California recently. It's looking like California maybe wants to try something other than communism. You know what I mean? Spencer Pratt just moved on to the next round in the election, and I feel like things are looking up. I don't know if he's going to win the governor race. I'm more of a Steve Hilton person, but according to our besties at Kalshi, this guy riding the D, Tom Steyer, outcome of future events. We love, go check them out. And Drag Queen for an all ages show. Is it that Pride is just such a business now? It's such a capitalist thing that like there's not enough adults really partaking in it, and so it has to be all about kids, because if that's the case, that's pretty scary. All the LGBT community has to do for a 50% increase in their PR is just go one Pride month without doing anything involving kids. Just
girl. Do y'all see the video? Explain to me what is improper. Oh, with the way they're moving, they're gyrating and shit like that. Y'all take y'all kids to see Taylor Swift do some shit, and her ass can't even do this shit. This bitch trying to be the white Beyonce, wearing leotards and shit. Y'all would take y'all artists to go see all these artists and shit. Never ending midnight sun. You will take them to go see that, and that's my song. That's my shit. No shade. I'm blasting that shit this summer, girl. I'm playing that. That song is fire, bitch. Even the little dance is sensual. Why you moving your hips like that, little girl? Why you trying to do this, the little challenge, girl? Why y'all not having these conversations, girl? But it's all in the realm of entertainment. These people probably looking at these goddamn things like they fucking animals and shit like this. What the hell is that? No shade. When I was younger, I thought drag queens looked like vampires. I was afraid of them. I was like, girl, you finna suck my blood, bitch. Hell no, it's enough that according to a mere mama, girl, that you got a pocket of AIDS in your booty hole, girl, and you getting it poked, but you're not finna put that shit on me. Like, but where's the harm? And no shade. No shade, no shade, no shade. Let's honor that real quick. Let's look at it and say, okay, queer people, can y'all just go one fucking month without just the children? Can you just do it with 1 month for children? Okay, cool. No shade. We'll do one. No shade. How about this? Let's up it. Let's up it. Let's up it. Let's up the ante. Fuck a whole month. Let's just do the whole year, girl. Just fuck just one pride. No. Let's just do the whole fucking year, bitch. The whole year. We don't talk about nothing. We don't show nothing. We don't advocate nothing. We don't do nothing in reference to homosexuality, to queer, to whatever the case y'all want to call it, girl. We don't do it. And I'll be down to do that. If Christians are willing to do the same thing. If Christians are willing, if the conservative white Christian nationalists are willing to do the exact same thing as well for an entire year, girl, I'm game. I'm game. Let's do it. Because y'all always talk about let the children be the children. Let children figure it out. And then when they become an adult, then we can talk about it. And we see exactly what y'all do when it comes down to talking about it with queer adults today. You got queer ass motherfuckers like Blair and Amir apologizing to people who see them as the enemy and will always see them as the enemy and will always have a side eye. Because Miss Blair, what makes you the alternative choice to be around kids. You a whole trans woman, and I'm still trying to understand how your ass is exempt. How? Because you white? Baby, in this Trump administration, baby, that ain't gonna be enough. He duped a lot of y'all as well. So again, I need to understand, Miss Blair, how you are exempt from this situation. Because all you doing is complaining and you ain't being no solution in this bitch. Maybe you need to start diving in that book that you read now called the Bible and figure that shit out before you try to help other people with their stuff. Because you still trying to work out the basic foundation of your soul salvation. So you can't lead nobody any fucking where. No shade. And again, if you're in the comments and you disagree, I don't want this to be no echo chamber. I want y'all to tell me if I'm wrong and prove to me. And if you can prove to me, I will submit to it. Shout out to Boss Man. Boss Man is a whole heterosexual man, comfortable in who he is, very educated, very nuanced, and helps me to think outside the box. Because I realize it's more than just my anecdotal experience. It's more than just my opinion. It's all of our opinions. And we got to filter through that stuff to find the truth. And we should have been doing that before this administration got into power, because now that they're in power, baby, we are in the end games and we don't have much time to plan, to strategize and organize, because what's coming, the only option we're going to have left is to try to do that under stress, under chaos. And you got people like Blair and Amir that is literally out here trying to wave the white flag, literally, saying, hey, I'm a friendly. You're not a friendly. You're the other F word. See, I respect trans people, even if I disagree with them. But I'm also going to be realistic and use the other side's talking points as well, since we're being objective here. I wonder if they're going to respect your existence. Like, Blair, I need, and don't put it behind no paywall. Shut my motherfucking mouth. Blair, I need for you to show us what it's like in a day in the life of Blair White. What does that look like, girl? What does that look like in reference to faith? What does that look like in reference to the Conservative Party? Excuse me. What does that look like? Help us understand. Because now, Miss Mamas, we're in the show and tell phase. Yeah, that's what happened. Y'all be grifting off that money, off that shmoney, girl, to get that shmoney, girl. But now it's time for y'all to prove some shit, because, girl, you got people investing in you, and they're not just investing in you because they objectively like you. They're investing in you because they see you as stock. They see you as property. They see you as a tool that will be wielded accordingly, especially if they're investing in it. So it's going to be very interesting to see how Blair White and Amir Odom and some of them other normal gays that think the same way they do, I wonder what's going to happen, because no shade, the only person that I have seen thus far that is like in those spaces that is more so to the middle than Amir and Blair is Clarkson, which we're going to get into his video a little bit later. But anyway, let's continue.
And I guarantee you, here's the thing. Everyone acts like we live in such a hateful, divisive culture. People do love to forgive. Forgiveness feels good. I feel like the general public would actually, if y'all just give them one Pride Month where y'all are not doing the most, I feel like you'll be forgiven. People will forget, the stuff. People don't want to hate y'all. People don't like having hate in their heart. People don't like feeling that, actually. And it does make it inconvenient to live in modern life, to have resentments towards this group of people. Because we all have to work with each other. We all have to collaborate. We all have to be in industry together. People in our families that are gay. So all I'm saying is just don't give people ammunition. And it could.
Then why, if they have people in their family that is gay, then why don't they have conversations with the gay people that they're in proximity to, that they feel comfortable with? That'd be my problem. Oh, I have a gay cousin. I have a gay nephew. I have a gay friend. Okay, well, did you talk to the bitch? Did you talk to him? Did you speak to them and ask them this? Did you ask them if they can come onto your platforms and to speak so you can have that conversation? Have y'all done that? No, y'all never do that. Y'all never do that. Y'all never fucking do that. And I would love to believe Blair in reference to, in reference to the fact that people have forgiveness in their heart. Well, if they have forgiveness in their heart, then why is it hard for them to meet gay people halfway? And on top of that, if talking to gay people is still too traumatizing for y'all, then where are all the motherfucking allies who are around queer people, who commune with queer people, who fellowship with queer people, who are, again, related to queer people? Like, where are y'all at in these conversations? Oh, whenever those people start saying that, then it's, oh my God, how dare you, how dare you? And no shade. None of us are owe, how can I say this? None of us owe blind allegiance to anything. The only thing I believe in life that you should have blind allegiance to is self-love. Because you with you 24/7, 365, baby. So if you're going to be with you all them times, baby, you are the number one star in your life. You're not the only star in your life, but you're the number one star in your life. Like, this is very funny to me. Like, these people sit up here and talk about the gay community and what we used to be and what we used to be. Then where the fuck are y'all at? Why are y'all not out in the street showing us what the fuck it look like the ancestors that y'all said that laid down the foundation? Why ain't y'all picking up the motherfucking mantle? And how are y'all picking up the mantle while also associating with the party that does not see it for you? And shout out to Clarkson, because Clarkson is the only one that is going to say that. Which is why now that I'm educating myself, or shall I say just beginning to educate myself about this particular normal gay space, oh baby, we probably gonna be sitting here for a while. Not on this live, but I'm talking about as far as the topic of normal gays. Is it normal gays, or is it a elitist type of gay? A higher echelon type of gay? A Mean Girls type of gay? A pick-me gay? And you can have all those other things in the title, but the one thing that will always be universal, that will always be a collaborative thing, whether we want it to be or not, is that by dominant society's perspective, it is still gay. And the fact that we're still talking about the children to this day, it's been 56, 57 something years since the first Pride event, baby. It hasn't even been a full century yet. And we still stupid and dumb and dense and willfully ignorant. And then you expect people to respect your opinions and your perspectives when you the one that's ignorant as fuck? People don't hate y'all. They just want y'all to hide who you are to make them comfortable, girl. Please. Exactly. And again, where's the objective harm in these videos? Where's the objective harm? Where is the objective? If I were to take this into the court of law and I can get people from around the world, girl, where is that harm at? That no matter where you at, no matter where you standing, girl, human is human. Where is that at? It's the adults that equate drag with sexuality, when drag is literally a fucking art form. It is a dramatizational art form. Point blank, period. There are also drag kings. There are women that do drag makeup. How is that harming other people? That's what my point is. Where's the objective harm? The overwhelming harm? Now, if there are some cases, we can talk about those cases, but does those cases speak for the entire group? Because if it does, then only those things should be popping up. There shouldn't be anything other that's on the other side popping up as well. Like, oh girl, but if I was making buku amount of money, girl, and I knew that my subscriber base basically had the IQ of river shrimps, I may be a midget in real life, girl, but these hoes are intellectual midgets, girl, and I was narcissistic and egotistical and white and hot, girl, in passing, I would pimp the fuck out my audience too. But that's why I'm glad I'm not white, I'm not hot, and that I'm a leprechaun, bitch, because I can see shit for what it really is.
Be that simple. It could be that simple. But we live with this mythos that like when a group has backlash against it, whether it's a race or religion or, you know, gays or whatever, there's this weird idea that it's never actually their fault, that all hate is completely unjustified, that all resentment towards groups is completely unjustified, that it has nothing to do with what that group's actually doing. And that's just so ignorant, and that's just so like nonsensical. It's also a time for celebrities to virtue signal how much they love gay people, which I actually don't blame Jennifer Lopez for this, because honestly, if you're a female singer, you have to court the gays. You do have to.
Or it's the fact that the gays make up a big part of their fan group. They are loyal. They are the ones that keep these hoes alive and relevant, even when they are in old age. Which is why Mariah Carey ass can thaw out every motherfucking Christmas, girl, and stand there and do this, girl, and y'all gonna give her all the money, girl. No shade to her, but I'm just saying, the gays are loyal. And no shade. Y'all always feel safe around us, girl. Y'all be the same ones that go into gay clubs and feel safe. Y'all the ones that go into the women's restroom in a gay bar, girl, around other same gender-loving men in the bathroom, girl, and feel safe. And again, maybe it's the fact that both gay men, especially feminine gay men or gay men who are not able to blend in with the status quo as far as masculinity is concerned, and women are on the same fucking level. Just different, unique experiences, but universally, as far as the energy is concerned, it's the same. The exact same. No shade. And I'm about to say Jessica. And Jennifer Lopez, she's getting better with her vocals, girl. It's coming out, girl. It made she that Stephen McCay, whatever his name is, girl, him is helping her out with her vocals. But see, it's a gay man getting her voice together. It's a same gender loving man getting her voice together. The gays always helping their sisters out, they queens out, helping them out. What are you talking about? So yes, she's gonna share the love, girl. And I feel like a part of you was envious of that. Oh, girl, do I want to throw some shade, girl? You know, the gays could be living for you, Miss Mamas. And you know the gays live for trans women, girl. Gay men live for the trans girls, baby. Now, when it come down to some dick, when it's trade, then you know them hoes may turn on each other because they unhealed. But girl, when it's good in the neighborhood, girl, that's my sis. They love it, girl. Are you jealous because the gays? Oh, girl, I want to say something, girl. Never mind. I'll be quiet, girl. Because I'm thinking about other people.
But it's still annoying.
Hi, beautiful people. It's Jennifer Lopez, star of Office Romance, and I am here to wish you a very happy Pride Month. Let's be honest, you deserve all 12 months of the year, so make sure this one is
Thank you, Queen Spicy. You always be catching
Notice
it.
how
Shout out to you, Spicy.
the first thing she said was the name of her show she's promoting. But people will act like these are genuine. This is genuine support when celebrities do this. Honey, she introduced herself saying, "My name's Jennifer Lopez, star of the show, blah, blah, blah. Happy."
Hell yeah. Just like, hey, girl, it's Beyonce, motherfucking world-renowned, motherfucking a Grammy award-winning girl, motherfucking whoopty-whoopty-woo, all this type of stuff, girl, cultural icon, whoopty-whoopty-woo. She's naming her accolades. And with those accolades, happy fucking Pride Month. That's all. Now, again, Blair is on the Republican side, girl, and them hoes are the kings of media. They are the kings of pandering. They are the kings of creating the narratives. They are the ones that are able to move all that. So she's aligning herself with those individuals. So maybe from a business standpoint, she's trying to understand that. But there are some people who actually appreciate the gays, girl. Because just like it said on the screen with Queen Stevie, girl, Steve McKay, the magician you are to make J-Lo sound decent, girl. And we're talking about sound decent live.
Pride. That's the least important thing in the sentence. Name the show she wants you to watch, and also, yeah, shout out to the gays. Like, you just have to be so easily fooled to be like, oh my God, this is so special. The United Nations Refugee Agency posted this pride message: say no to homophobia, say no to biphobia. Who hates bi people?
Oh, girl, you'd be surprised.
I don't feel like anybody hates bi people. Say no to transphobia, say no to intersex phobia. Who hates intersex people? Like, no one. This is kind of also like when they do the whole ableism thing. Like, I ain't never met anybody in my life who truly has animosity or makes fun of like retarded people. Like, I've never even seen that word.
Girl, you must not be playing and be in the Call of Duty motherfucking lobbies online, girl. You must not be watching shows like Locale Live, girl. Cause I have a dark sense of humor, y'all. Cause no shade, I don't mind making fun of everybody, including myself, bitch. We all can get it, girl. So I'm okay with dark. Me personally, I am okay with dark humor. It's just that I'm gonna get my little slice too, bitch, and we both gonna be satisfied. You get what I'm saying? But on those platforms, they say the word all the time. You're acting like a TARD. Like, girl, they do these things. They say these things. You may feel in your own anecdotal experience that you haven't met people that say that, but it does not mean they don't exist. There are literal pages online, girl, on X, on Instagram, that literally take compilations of people that are on the spectrum, girl, and be roasting the fuck out of them, making remakes and remixes to their damn names. And no shade, girl, again, I'm a dark humor type of person, so again, if some shit funny in the inside, I may laugh, girl. Now I'm gonna hold it together outside, girl, because I understand there are things bigger than me. But again, that's just me personally. And here's the thing. The United fucking Nations, girl, agency, girl. Is that the United Nations, girl? Let me check it to see it, girl. Yes, girl, the UN refugee. The UN refugee. Do you know what that word means? It's to help people. It's to give them sanctuary. It's for the people that need help, Miss Mamas. They work around the world, girl. They work around the world, doing the scary work that people like you and Amir could never do. And because they've been around the world, they understand that homophobia, which is unfortunately a white Christian import. A white Christian import. We can look over right now in Uganda and other countries in Africa that are adopting these Christian laws that literally are unaliving people. Like you mentioned with Amir Odom in your sit down, how there are other places like in Africa where you mentioned, again, they had the Kill the Gays bill. And even before the Kill the Gays bill, which would make it state sanctioned, there was still street and vigilante shit happening to where there were literally newspapers with queer people's identities, their names, where they live, who their family members are, where they frequent and visit. And people literally be targeting them. And the reason why they target them is because God did not create that. Why are you gay? Why are you gay? Well, since you are gay, you are going to have to go. We are going to have to take you down here, and we're going to have to take your head off of your body, because what are you doing? So again, with them being around the world, they're putting this message globally. And here come Miss Mamas in the privileged good old US of A, girl, with her aligning with this piss po ass side that's gonna throw her ass out to the side, girl. Talking about how this is weird and that this is what did you say, Miss Mamas?
Word used for somebody who actually is mentally retarded. That word is 99.9% of the time reserved for somebody who is not mentally disabled but is actually acting like it.
Oh.
Which I would say is actually more offensive for you to act like you're stupid. It's kind of like, you know, putting on a hijab.
Oh, so we sit up here and say we don't use that word, but we use that word for people who are not on the spectrum, who quote unquote are in their right mind, and you're acting like you're stupid, which is, again, talking about those who actually are on the spectrum. Did you not see how Miss Mamas thought that she could execute that motherfucking flip girl and low-key told on herself in the same sentence?
When you're not a Muslim or something, like, why are you acting like a retard if you're not? But that's a whole other topic. But there are some cities fighting back. The city of Fresno actually banned Drag Queen Story Hour in libraries. And here's what someone had to say at the city council meeting.
Hello. Hi. I'm Morgana. I am a drag queen. I am an activist. I am a substitute teacher. I am part of County District Number 1. And I am here to advocate that libraries are safe spaces, are part of our queer youth.
I agree libraries should be safe spaces for kids. And so that usually means no adult performers in the building.
But they're not going to be performing in the building when it's drag queen, a story time hour. It's about sitting down and reading to the kids. And if the parents want to come along and hear the material, they're more than welcome. It's not just closed off to the parents as if though they're just going to take the kids in and hold them fucking hostage till the drag queen is done with the story. No, you could bring your ass too if you want. They're going to dress up as a drag queen. And again, drag is about exaggeration. There are for again, Miss Luscious, I forgot her name, girl. She be fully dressed. I don't never see her out here with no motherfucking skimpy shit on. She always fully dressed. Could read to the children. It's about the dramatization of it all. The imagination of it all. Because again, drag is an art form. But y'all the ones that see the gay shit, girl, when you see drag. That's where your mind goes. 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 The children that say, Mommy, I was watching the drag queen and I felt funny down there. Or, Mommy, the drag queen was reading to me and I don't know, but the devil just felt like it jumped in me and I had some dark thoughts and I didn't like it, Mommy. No, it's you sitting there saying, oh my God, he's trying to put that gay shit on my child. That's what it is. You're going to put that gay shit on my child. You're going to put that gay spirit on my child if I let you read to my child, girl. And all they're doing is reading. Can you read to your Can your kids even read? Can you even read? So be grateful that there's somebody willing to read to your damn kids, because a lot of y'all don't even read to y'all kids. Because a lot of y'all kids gonna grow up to be ignorant just like they fucking parents. On some precious shit.
That's usually what that means. You know, I was thinking this morning, I'm like, okay, so what would possess a person other than a demon to go up to a city council meeting looking like this and thinking they're going to be commanding any type of respect? Any type of respect. And I think about the world and how much stuff is going on. And I'm like, you know what? I think we really underestimate and sometimes we forget how many people are just on drugs. How many people are just crackheads.
Wow.
And because of that, their heads are cracked.
No shade. Miss Mama, you know damn well, you know damn well that motherfucking Carrie's, or I'm sorry, Mimi's mom or Mimi's cousin from Drew Carey's show, girl, in this clip, we know that Miss Mama's right here, girl, is not a crackhead. Look at her. Now, if it's crack, it must be a different crack that make your ass eat more. Because maybe we can talk about that crack. Because Miss Mama's right here do be eating. Her damn hair like a bag of goddamn cheese puffs anyway. But we know that she not on no damn crack.
Like eggs. And they're actually living in a completely different reality simply and purely because of hard drugs. You can only have this cartoonish idea of what like the drag queen world is, what the community like that is, if you're a completely naive person. You're around any of these people for 2 seconds when I lived in LA and like they're all on drugs all the time. They're all on a bender. Like drag queens are not the kind of people you want around kids, even just because of their lifestyles outside of drag. Like this is a crackhead, clearly. So in conclusion, keep it cute this year. gays and trans. And I say, by the way, it's a lot of gays out here who act like the T is the sole reason why there's backlash against the community as a whole, by the way. And I am so sorry to burst your gay little bubble. Drag queen story hours are all gay men.
But at the same time, Amir Odom said that all trans women are just very feminine gay men. Your bestie, your friend, stated that, Miss Mamas, out of his Negro, big Michael Jackson, bell pepper ass nose mouth. And girl, the Liberal Party can tell the difference between a drag, for the most part, can tell the difference between a drag queen and a trans person. It's your side that conflates the two, girl. And that's very interesting, Miss Mamas. I don't know if Miss Mamas ended up having amnesia during this previous election cycle, but if I'm not mistaken, weren't there campaigns that literally targeted trans people? They didn't target trans people and say, but people like Blair White, we uplift her. Excuse me. Let me speak how they would speak. And again, I'm using their perspective, how they think. Look at Blair White. And I'm going to give you some grace in this thing. Look at this male pronoun, according to them, standing up for trans rights because this trans woman knows that they are still a male pronoun inserted here. But at least this is a trans woman, aka male pronoun here. At least they're the ones with common sense. Vote for Donald J. Trump. It wasn't none of that. It was about trans people across the board. So, girl, Amir is sitting here saying that a big part of why they hate the gay community is because it's the trans, and that they're even trying to separate the TQI from the LGBT. Even though when we talk about fucking history, girl, the T's were there to help. Just like the gays were there to help the black community during the civil rights movement, girl. It's the same thing with the queer movement. And Blair, you're talking about keep it cute this year. I'm gonna need for you to show us what the fuck cute looks like by giving us a family-friendly pride event. And hell, your job is to make sure that pride event is so clean that it's even Christian approved. You see how the universe set y'all up to actually make changes? Now let's see if y'all gonna actually do that or just talk shit. Because word on the curb is that you're an OG YouTuber who has ran people off of YouTube and is a big grifter. Miss Mamas, I want you to try that with some of the Short Stack family. I would love for you to try that with us. Because, baby, we like Sparta in this bitch. Matter of fact, I take that back. We like Haiti in this bitch. But anyway, let's continue.
Drag queens twerking for kids are all gay men. All the vile videos that come out every year of Pride, y'all doing all the nasty stuff, those are always gay men. So if anything, it's lesbians and bi people that really take all the smoke and don't do nothing to earn it. Let me know in the comments what y'all think about all this. Should Pride be in the casket, done, or is there a reason to continue it? Let me know. Thank you so much.
Now we're going to get into Clarkson. Now again, and I'm going to admit, before I ended up doing this live, I had this live again set up about probably like a day, 2 days, maybe around that time. And I was automatically, or should I say already had the Blair White response thing set. But then I came across their video, and he's a part again of a podcast called the Normal Gays Podcast. And I just saw the title, A Moderate Gay, and I'm like, oh, okay, well, let me just add this to it and see what it gives. Because I usually watch the videos and I'm going to respond in its entirety before I actually, set up a live and everything. But there are seldom times, and this is one of those times where I just put the video in so I'll have like an initial response to it. I'm glad that the live got pushed back, and I'm glad that I was able to watch it. Because again, from what Clarkson is saying in this particular video, I have a greater understanding of it. And again, the accountability is there because he's also calling out the conservative side, because he used to be on the extreme right. He used to be on the extreme right. Now he's starting to move more so towards the middle. And if I'm not mistaken, probably a little bit more in the middle than Amir and Blair are, in all honesty. So I want to be able to give Clarkson his 10s in this video. Again, I may have to scrape on that chin a little bit, bro. Look smack a little bit, bro. Look smacks just a little bit when it come down to the trans situation. But overall, I can understand where he's coming from. There is a part of it that is still very performative and so much about the image. But it's kind of like, again, I want y'all to be the solutions too. Y'all have the power. Y'all have the resources. Y'all have the connections. Again, I discovered today that y'all actually know each other. Clarkson, Brad, which is Clarkson's co-host on the Normals Gay podcast, were able to sit down with Blair White and Amir Odom. Y'all know each other. Okay, well, I need for y'all to put y'all shit together and make some shit shake and show us on the other side why you guys are right. And since the pride community is losing popularity or losing awareness or losing support, shall I say, for that's the better term, losing support drastically, then maybe you can show us what it looks like to save it. Maybe it's time for the normal gays to put their motherfucking armor on and come save the fucking day and show us what it's like so that we can all be forever and eternally grateful for y'all contribution and sacrifice. That is so awesome that it sits up there and compares to the civil rights activists and pioneers before us. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into the live.
From this, a true protest, to this.
Men cannot menstruate. Your pronouns.
When Obergefell redefined marriage to include same-sex couples, it created inequality for children. It made our children less than.
Oh, the gays. Oh, the gays. When are you ever gonna go away and just stop yapping? Never! Welcome back to my channel. My name is Clark. Wait, that's not the intro. I gotta read from the script. Welcome back to my channel where we react to discourse on the internet from a moderate perspective. And my name is Clark. Today we are talking about Pride, you guys. It's Pride Month, and you know that everybody in the social media atmosphere, whether left or right, is sharing their opinions on it because guess what? It's a cash cow. You've got conservatives who use Pride as a form of rage bait to make money off of clicks, and then you've got people on the left saying that Pride is perfect. Pride is amazing. It's this beautiful utopia of rainbows and butterflies and is flying everywhere. So we're going to come at this topic from a semi-normal perspective. And I'm fully aware that I'm not normal, by the way. It's kind of just like me trying to manipulate you guys into thinking that I'm normal, and then you guys will start to believe what I believe, and then my beliefs will become normal. It's a form of propaganda that I'm doing here by claiming that I'm normal.
That's really a right-wing talking point and conservative propaganda.
But anyways.
No shade. And again, I like how he's able to clock himself. Again, I just got into Clarkson, but got into him, and it's like I'm gonna have to listen to more of his commentary because again, I am all for the gray area conversations or the purple area because the red and the blue. I'm cool with those conversations, and I am a content creator that is really trying to have that. As far as finances and money is concerned, I know that's all gonna come from my gifts and my talents. That's going to make room for me. But more so, I care about community because it's bigger than me. So again, because Clark, in that little group of 4 of them, I haven't really did much education in reference to, you know, Brad for myself, but this individual is more objective than Amir and Blair are. Again, still somewhat ignorant when it comes down to the trans situation. Okay, but at least he better. And again, I'm all for having real ass conversations. I'm not scared to have conversations with other people. I live in a world that is dominantly heterosexual. I had no choice but to love my damn self. So what is there to fear? I'm just saying. What's going on, Queen Amber? What's going on? But anyway, let's continue, y'all. And we missed you too. And we're glad you out of school and you can rest your mind. All right. let's continue with the video.
Originally, Pride was supposed to be a showcase of LGBT people protesting a society that didn't accept them. And it still is. Sort of. Pride went from this, a true protest, a respectful protest, to this. Now, if you're gay, you know that Pride is nowadays a little bit more of a party than a protest, but that doesn't mean that the gay community or LGBT people aren't facing any struggles at all. And this is where the nuance that I feel like we need to provide should come in. You see, many people, including gay people, have problems with Pride in the way that it represents us as a community. We don't think it's putting our best foot forward. But also, there are a lot of conservative Christians who don't want Pride at all just because they don't like gay people. They think who we are is terrible, blah, 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 blah. And I think it's really important to highlight the difference between people who criticize Pride and people who just don't like the gays. And granted, I don't really like the gays either, but I still want us to have rights.
If your pride flags and wear rainbow colors.
So take here. This is a tweet from Rep. Andy Ogles. He is a Republican elected official. He tweeted at the beginning of Pride Month saying, homosexuality has no place in America. Happy Nuclear Family Month. Now, he has since deleted this tweet and blamed it on a staffer.
Sure, Jan.
Because he got some pushback from it. The sentiment that gay people don't belong in America or shouldn't have rights, etc., this isn't something that has entirely gone away. And this Nuclear Family Month is not something that I necessarily have a problem with, but this is a sentiment that's growing within homophobic conservative circles. If you look at Tennessee, they recently just passed a bill declaring June as Nuclear Family Month. Now, you may look at that on its face and say, this is great. We should celebrate the nuclear family. And I agree. Consider gay people to be part of the nuclear family. So controversial, but I think we should celebrate families. But why did Tennessee do it during June? Might be an ulterior motive there. So including gay people and celebrating families is not the intent of Tennessee's new bill. And you can see that clearly by the mouthpieces who are in support of this bill. You can look at Riley Gaines, who's actually a mutual of mine. So
that's what I'm saying. And this is what I mean. Are you clocking these hoes? Are you clocking these mutual people? We literally just had a conversation for the past few days about Dominique Morgan being a prominent voice in the black queer space, predominantly black trans-led space, who has done some shit with some money, girl, and is still booked and is still busy by people who should be holding her accountable, even though this is going to affect the entire community, girl. But see, to your point, which I guess now I'm starting to understand, on the extreme left, they operate in the same way that the extreme right does, as far as there's nothing wrong with me, I'm doing everything perfect, and you're the hateful one, and you're the wrong one. When the extreme left and the extreme rights, girl, are the most terrified of each other. They remind me of little ass kids hiding in the fucking closet, trying to cloak themselves from the monster coming in to destroy them. But the problem is that if we're going to have the middle ground conversations, we're going to have to start letting go of some of the toxic aspects from whether you're on the left or the right, to let those things go and to realize that there are some things that are said on the other side that could benefit us. But we also have to work through our ego and our pain body and our trauma. And not only just talk about it, we got to be about it. Which is why, again, when I say this stuff to Amir and to Blair, I'm also talking to my damn self. That I am not beyond reproach. And that, again, if I was in the same spaces and places as them, had the same reach as them, I would try to do something with that access and that resource that benefits the gray area. Because there are some things of Pride that I necessarily don't agree with. For example, when there is actual information that helps the community. When there are preventative measures put in place to give people free prophylactics, free HIV screenings, STI screenings, even incentivizing and saying, here's $50, here's $100, just come get tested. Have all types of meetings that literally can help the community, girl. And when we have those meetings, have those sit downs, have those conversations face to face, it's barely people in the motherfucking room, girl. But let Hot Rod, let Lexington Steele, let Raheem Shabazz, let Liam Cyber, let Lucas Scaldolari, who else, girl? Let Lucas Angel, bitch. Let Fat Rabbit Killer. Give me some names in the comments, girl. And Queen Steve, if you still here, you say you watched that gay corn too. So name some people that you like, girl. But if any of these Mandingo, half horse, they daddy horse, mama elephant ass people come to the club, girl, the clubs be so motherfucking packed to where low key the fire department about to be out here, girl, because this is a fire hazard, girl. And what I need for these people to do, like an Amir, like a Blair, is that I'm going to need for them to complete the circle, because when they make this commentary, they leave it open-ended and then they leave it up for other people to interpret it, not realizing that when they interpret it, that means some of them bullets of interpretation that they spew out is actually going to touch and agree with Blair and Amir too. And they're the ones saying, hey, friendly fire, friendly fire. It was never friendly fire, bitch. We were just utilizing you, which is why they get hit. And again, shout out to Clark being able to hit himself. Now, I don't know. Again, I don't know this man. So I don't know if he is trolling. That's his form of trolling, girl. To kind of act like I got accountability, but I'm going to have good faith that he is acting in a realm that is of good faith. And he be using all the black motherfucking Twitter shit, girl. So it's like, okay, girl, maybe you want some stuff. I hope you ain't performing this, girl, but maybe that's the case. But it's like you're connected to these people, and are you having conversations with them? Are you talking to them? Are you saying, no, Amir, bro, I gotta push back, bro. Hold on, bro. Blair, sis. Even though you're not CIS, you SIS, girl. But hey, check it. No, I gotta push back on that. That's not right, Blair. Let me tell you why. I heard this. We need to say that publicly, because you can't clock yourself, girl, and think that it's gonna go over our heads, girl. Now I may be short and everything go over my head, but I look up at the sky. I can see shit coming from the sky before the tall people can.
Yikes. She tweeted, in Tennessee,
not global,
we
bros.
recognize June
And
as
Castro
nuclear
Supremo.
family
You old
month.
school
Okay,
with
God
Queen.
was clear about his design for humanity, and I'm grateful to live in a state that celebrates and supports that foundation. I think God was pretty clear when I was young, when I was shopping in TJ Maxx, and I couldn't stop staring at the male models for the underwear. I don't know. I think God was pretty clear when he made my you-know-what not work for women. I think God was pretty clear when he made penguins gay. Some penguins. I think God was pretty clear when he made swans gay. Some swans.
Just see, can you never not be gay for 5 seconds? I'm just like, can you not be gay for 5 minutes?
So I think God's design is pretty clear. However, Riley, I don't know if the God that you're talking about is actually rooted in the reality of what's happening in the world. But that's not the point. That's
no shade. Come on, Clark. You clocking. Even though now again, you just admitted you friends with some of these hoes. So now that you said that, and I saw again that video, I may have to spend some coin and just kind of hear what's I gotta decide. Because you sat down with Blair and Amir, so I would like to hear what they gotta say. But it's like, you gotta have these conversations with them. Because those same people have bigger platforms than you and your podcast combined, who believe their narratives that are open-ended, as opposed to you having more of a circular, almost completing the circle. You're almost at the completion of it, unlike them. And I'm proud of you for being, again, once on the extreme right and then finding your way to the middle, because that's where all the truth is, in the middle. Your friends and your people, they still kind of scared and in survival mode. I think because you're white and you're also a man who follows a certain particular aesthetic that has a certain type of level of privilege as far as the whole looks maxing and just what could be considered strong masculine features or whatever, at least you're using your privilege to be able to still help people. I mean, I think you said at the end of the video, you're a very egotistical person, and no shade, at least you're honest. I can't be mad at people who's honest, but at least you're still somewhat using your ego to help bring broader perspectives. So I appreciate that.
Not the point. My point is, before we get into the problems of pride, I want to highlight that there are still people who don't agree and don't support gay people. While we have all of our rights in this country, we aren't there with public sentiment to the point where we can say that there is no reason for any type of gay activism. Let's just look at this next video from a conservative influencer who posts a lot about the gays, because for some reason, where I put my pecker is on the minds of many of these influencers. They just love to think about gays. So let's look at this next video. There is nothing.
Said this Pride Month, thank a straight person for your existence. Interesting.
Nothing gayer than doing a little on TikTok.
This is definitely fruity.
I'm sorry. You guys can't hear the music because it's copyrighted, but it's like, it's all right. And he's just sitting there like, let's fake laugh for the camera and talk about the gays. Thank a straight person for making gay people. And you know what? I agree. Straight people can make gay kids. So when we're arguing for gay families and you guys are like, they're just indoctrinating the kids to be gay and blah, 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 I want to bring this post back and say, so it's almost like straight people can make gay kids and gay people can raise straight kids. And sexuality is far more complex than that. But that's here nor there. So
you asking Amir, at this point, are you asking Amir this and are you asking Blair this? And is Blair and Amir going to ask their audience base that? Shout out to Clarkson being able to remix that shit. Saying, hey, for Pride Month. And that's the thing, girl. That's how it's like, girl. Their hatred and their bigotness and biases is so fucking dense that they're not even realize that all we're doing is that when they're charging after us with their bullshit, we literally can move out the way on some goddamn, I don't know if it's called a keto, I forgot what martial art it is, but you can redirect a bitch literal energy against them with the most minimalist of efforts, girl. They're sitting here saying, well, for Pride Month, we're going to call it Nuclear Family Month. We're going to talk about the heterosexual family. Be grateful. If it wasn't for your mom and dad, you wouldn't be here. You wouldn't be here. You wouldn't be here. Okay, so then you just prove to us, dumbasses, slew-footed in the mind-ass bitches, you just reminded us and literally just revealed to us, girl, that heterosexual people are the ones having gay kids, which is true. My mother and my father created me. My mother and my father are still together to this day. I grew up around heterosexual television shows, movies, music, in the church, at the school, on the television, at the movies, with the G.I. Joes, with the Barbies, with the toys, with the elementary stuff. With all these things, I grew up around it. I had my peers show me pornographic stuff at a young age that was heterosexual. I was around all of that. And just like Clarkson said, I respond a certain way to the same gender instead of the opposite gender. And contrary to what people believe or what they want to believe, again, I have never been touched. I have never been sexually abused. I have never been molested. There is not no deep, dark thought that was so fucking traumatic that I had to lock it away in the deep, dark recesses of my fucking mind like this is goddamn The Cell with Jennifer Lopez, girl. No, I never had those experiences. And I'm still gay. But the idea with these people is that despite them being dumb and really showing their cards, they really believe that gay people have the ability to make other people gay, even though gay people live in a heterosexually dominant world. If gay people, if the smallest group, if the minority people have that much potent power over the majority, then the majority is a bunch of weak-assed, willed individuals that, despite y'all having privilege, despite this being y'all's world where y'all experience is the more common thing, how dare y'all sit up here and demonize and oppress groups of people who literally want to be included and then get in positions of powers to exclude, but then feel some type of way when the queer people start doing the same shit to y'all. That if we're not, baby, that level of ego and narcissism to harm other people and control other people's narrative, but to think that that can't come back at your ass, that is the real level of delusion. And we have that level of delusion in this administration regime now, to the point to where even Clark is waking up. I don't know about Amir, girl, because it seemed like Amir's Christian arc is about to come, girl. Baby, you came out that Black Lives Matter shit, girl, which means you with the white people who literally want to use you as a tool, as a step and fetch it and get it and bring it back. Good boy. But now when it comes out to that gay shit, oh girl, are we going to have a girl? The Christian arc coming. Be very interesting, an Amir Christian arc. But Clark, bruh, you there with Amir? You there in that space? I would like to hear more conversations about that. And that's a request coming from somebody in the community. You are closer to him. You are connected to him. Do a live. Or hell, we can have a conversation. It could be a private conversation. It could be a public conversation. This ain't for no clout. Okay? Because whenever I talk to other people, I automatically get nervous. Because I actually care. And we're talking about community here. And again, you have a certain type of mindset that probably it would be easier to have a conversation with as opposed to a Blair or an Amir, because an Amir and a Blair ain't gonna have a real conversation, baby. That bag is too much. You're getting to the bag. No shade. But it would be dope to see people get to the bag with integrity. I feel like that would be a better thing for people to follow as opposed to the footsteps of Amir and Blair, who have done it in a grifting way, who have caused problems. And again, I may be giving Clarkson the benefit of the doubt because I haven't done my research on him. So I'm ignorantly speaking. Based on what I've seen, which is from this particular video, Clarkson is more objective than Amir and Blair. So let's continue to hear more of that objectivity. And again, when it gets to the trans part, we're going to talk about that.
My point is, given that many conservatives would mobilize to overturn gay rights in this country still, that begs us the question, is pride still necessary even though we have our rights? And in my opinion, the answer is yes, but not in its current form. Pride should be a showcase of highlighting successful LGBT people. We should be highlighting entrepreneurs, make the events family friendly, highlight gay families and the success of those, and things that make it feel more wholesome and that represent the best parts of our community. And unfortunately, pride is really no longer doing that. But I think the most important thing that we have to do as a community is stop isolating support from people who would pretty much support us. Our community has become very good ever since we've added all of those letters onto the alphabet at pushing normal people away from supporting us if they don't support everything that the gay activist organizations push out. For example, if you look at the women's sports issue, if you don't agree that trans women, biological men, should be competing against biological women in sports, a lot of our community, especially the people that go to Pride, will push you out, call you a bigot, say you're anti-gay, even though this has nothing to do with gay people, and then make you feel unwelcome.
I'm so tired, child. I'm so tired. I'm really tired.
I think that the person who has a normal opinion like that should still feel welcome at a pride parade because, first of all, it's the right opinion. And second of all, we really aren't in a place to be picking and choosing who our allies are. But what happened...
Oh, no shade. I think that in a sense, we still kind of have to because we have to vet people because, again, Dominic Morgan. So we have to vet people more so as a community to make sure that they don't come in doing harm. Now, when he talks about the whole transports thing, well, maybe here is a possible solution. Since there is this fixation on them being biologically male, despite them being trans, okay, then maybe in order for them to qualify to fight in this league, if they're going to be fighting cisgendered biological females, that they have to be a trans for a certain amount of years and have to be under these particular drugs so that they're on the same hormonal level as a biological female. That could be one. If that's not enough, then we can explore something known as intergender competition. There are literally small groups of independent wrestling organizations, and I'm not talking about your standard WWE safety professionals as far as they do everything in their power to avoid getting harmed. Like, no, I'm talking about there are sex, S-E-C-T-S, of intergender wrestling organizations that do what is known as extreme wrestling. Again, I mentioned an individual by the name of Mickey Knuckles, who is a biological female, be fighting with biological men, punching them all in the face, girl, hitting them in the head with goddamn fluorescent light bulbs, bitch, German suplexing motherfuckers into the corner of the ring, girl, where there's a table with barbed wires on it, girl, stapling shit to I'm talking about real extreme. I got lacerations, girl, I got cuts, girl, I got a black eye, girl, but I'm gonna be at the next thing tomorrow, girl, because I'm just a tough bitch. Like, there are spaces for that as well. And lastly, maybe trans people can have their own branch in sports, just like cis women have their own branch of sport. Okay, we can have trans women have their own branch of sport and figure out what that is. Because again, there is a way for everybody to be satisfied. But the problem is, if we start focusing on trans sports, there is going to be a fixation on it in a negative way, and they're going to find a way to transmute that in a capitalistic way to benefit from it. I literally remember on a certain platform, a fupa nigga said that he would love to see two trans women beat the shit out of each other. And I bet, and the trans woman that he's thinking about, I'm pretty sure both of them could whoop his ass and both of his titties at the same time, girl. So again, there are ways that we can have conversations to where everybody at large can be satisfied. Are there going to be some people who are just not going to be completely satisfied? Yes. And for those people, you still got some self-healing to do, damn it. Because when it comes down to life, there's going to be some form of compromise and sacrifice always. You will never, ever 100% get your way, girl. You can get the majority of it, but you're not going to get everything your way, which is why people want money, want power, want influence, because they feel like those are the ingredients needed to be able to obtain that 100%, girl. Ain't gonna never happen. But you can damn near get close to that bitch if you just operate in self-love and just get to an overflow state. I'm not saying these people can't be critiqued or challenged, but when it comes down to trans people and intersex people, even though they're a small percentage of the population, there is still more harm done to them because there's a smaller number, which means it increases the risk of harm. And those people need protection. They are a small group of people and they need help. And for us to forget as same gender loving men where the fuck we came from, when we were also once in their position, and in some cases are going to be pushed back into those positions. Thanks, Trump. Good. Okay.
Is that those people who have very normal opinions on a lot of these issues that the activist organizations are pushing for, those people don't feel welcome in being an ally to our community, because we make them feel like if you're an ally, you have to support this. There's no line where you can say, I support gay people getting married and having equal rights and trans people having equal rights, but I don't support this, without the community kind of coming after you with a hive mind consensus that you're a bigot. So I think this is pushing a lot of very normal people away from supporting the gay community as a whole, because what we represent now isn't a common sense, normal perspective on equal rights. It's now become a representation of far left activist ideas, and that's a lot harder to win public support on. And this is why a lot of gay creators and gay conservative creators come out during Pride Month and say they don't support Pride Month anymore because of what it represents, or because they have issues with it. Let's take a look at this conservative creator, Daniel Speaks Up.
Now, before we get into Daniel Speaks Up, and again, I'm pausing because I have to transform it in nature. Again, if you want to hear uninterrupted, go watch it by clicking the link down below and then come back to me. Just make sure you bring that ass back. No shade. Bubs, Daddy Bubs said it. I also need for those people who have a perspective about the Pride community, again, if they have gay people in their family, why are they not talking to them about this? Why are they not inviting them onto their platforms to talk about this? And why are they not reaching out to people like you, or the people like myself or others who can help to explain this, or CTV, or Reckless Logical, or Queen Stevie, or T for T, or Deshaun, or reach out to people who can explain it for you. Hell, you can literally ask Google. Google can help you educate yourself, but these people also don't want to educate themselves. Why should I? When it's easier to believe a certain particular narrative about you. It's easier, and the gay support already going down. So why would I sit up here and align myself with quote unquote the losing team? Even though this quote unquote losing team is the reason why some of these hoes are winning, girl. But no shade. Let's listen to Clarkson and reference to his perspective, because again, I appreciate a more objective one, because then you can have a greater conversation. When you barrel the fuck off like Amir and Blair, that's when it's like, girl, no shade. We can't even really talk, girl. It's mostly just smoke at this damn point. No shade.
He talks a lot about politics on his page. He posted this picture. His shirt says, "This is my pride flag." He's wearing a Make America Great Again hat. And in his caption, "Your favorite normal gay." Now, I consider myself the gatekeeper of what a normal gay is, and I don't think it's normal to deck yourself out in political merch like it's your favorite sports team. I'm sorry, I don't think that's normal.
Get a job. Do that challenge.
I don't think treating politics like team sports is normal. But hey, whatever. So let's go ahead and watch his video this month on Pride.
All right, now happy Pride Month. Now let me explain something to you. Women have XX chromosomes. There's only 2 genders, and women are not birthing people. They're mothers. Men cannot menstruate. Your pronouns. And any gay people in the chat, please, please let me know what rights we've lost. Happy Pride Month.
Okay, so I think he's kind of funny, but the thing is this proves my point that a lot of gay conservatives and normal people who would originally support common sense equal rights now look at Pride as something entirely different. He mentioned stuff about like your pronouns, women's sports, XX chromosomes. Those types of arguments have really clouded what Pride is originally supposed to be about. And that's why it's pushing a lot of people away from supporting Pride. And that's not me endorsing his talking points. I don't necessarily think that you need to throw out the baby with the bathwater. You don't have to entirely get rid of Pride. You could work to reform it from the inside and make it a little bit better. Because I think his perspective and a lot of the gay conservative perspective perspectives are entirely naive because they operate under the assumption that there are no conservative groups and there are no people in this country that would work to get rid of gay rights. That pride isn't necessary at all because nobody actually cares. And while that's true for the majority of the population is not who moves the needle in politics. It is the radicals on both sides. For example, he claims no rights have been taken away from gay people, which is true, but does that mean that there aren't groups working to take them away from gay people?
Project 2025.
As we speak? No, there are. Let's take a look here from this video.
Now, before he gets to that next video, again, I appreciate him clocking. Now, for the person who said that they are a normal gay, girl, I would love for you to show us a night out as a normal gay around the Republican girl. Hi, I'm a normal gay. Hi. Hi, no, I'm a normal gay. Hi. Jonelle, hi. Girl, I want you to go do that and show us how that night looks for you. See, y'all be talking this shit, but y'all never want to put yourselves in them spaces to prove it. You a normal gay with nails, honey. There's a heterosexual man I know right now that motherfucker think he gay because he wear nails, and he wears nails because he's a clean person. You got nails, and you looking like you in your pre-drag version, girl, with your little beat. See how Clarkson face look? That's how my face look like, girl. You're a normal gay, girl? Girl, if you a normal gay, what the fuck does the unnatural, the deviant gays look like, girl? Because, girl, you look like you on the spectrum, on the line of it. And to Clarkson's point, yes, y'all talking about what rights have we lost? Dumbass. We haven't lost them yet, but that is a part of the plan. Did you not also read Project 2025? Did you not educate yourself about Project 2025? And that they're literally walking out those mountains of mandate. This is a plan, Miss Mamas. They just use ignorant ass, dumbass people to their advantage, which is why, again, oh, well, if the pride was just reformed from the inside out and the outside, the dominant society just saw what pride, what it used to be, then it would go up. Well, why isn't dominant society telling those gays, wait a minute, that's not real pride. I remember real pride when my friend Jimmy was this. I remember real pride when this was happening. I remember I walked with them and Martin Luther King. Like, where are those people at? To remind the queer people of, I guess, what it is that y'all said they've forgotten. Where are y'all history lessons at? Where are y'all history lessons where y'all talking about James Baldwin and Marsha P. Johnson, girl? And I ain't talking about this whitewashed version of Stonewall, girl. I'm talking about the real objective reality of what happened, girl. But see, a lot of y'all ain't even gonna talk about that because it brings in the element of race now. And that's another thing a lot of white people don't want to deal with. As if though it's our fault. No, it ain't our fault. We was the ones that was brought here against our fucking will. This is our problem that we got to solve, and we ready to solve it. We've been waiting to solve this. We waiting on y'all to solve it. We're waiting for y'all to show up to the table. We're waiting for y'all to come through with y'all goddamn number 2 pencil and your Scantron, girl, and sit down to take this test. No shade. And the reason why I didn't work with that dry, fucking straw hair ass Kim Davis, girl. The white Tumu version of Kim Burrell. She wasn't the right face for it. Wait until the right face comes along and these Republican people are in these states saying these things and then deleting them, and you don't think they're all working together? Clarkson, wake your other brothers and sisters, and in some case, from the other side's perspective, girl, Bristers, it's time for y'all to wake them all up and say, hey, Miss Mamas, we got to work on the gray area. Not just be on YouTube talking shit, girl. We're going to have to work with the people on the other side, girl, who are closer to the fence like us and figure out what the fuck we going to do, girl. It's dead by daylight in this bitch, girl, and it's about to be another day. Can we make it? Queen Stevie says, thank you, Blair and Amir, for your dangerous rhetoric and commentary. Black trans women, we are still losing our lives at an alarmingly high rate. When you create fear, this is the end result. People act on it, and no shade. Another black trans woman was found unalived in Louisiana. And if you want to keep up with these horrible statistics, but yet real statistics, but yet fucked up statistics, but yet a manifested statistic, girl, make sure y'all subscribe to J Inclusive, who keeps us up to date with the good, the bad, and the ugly in reference to the queer community. Maybe these conservative commentators probably would benefit them to subscribe as well, so that they can have more of a nuanced conversation when they're talking to their audience base, girl. Because no shade, you're talking about beyond critique, girl. Blair and Amir act like that they're not beyond critique, girl, that they're right. And they sit with their audience and talk shit with their audience about the people that are critiquing them, instead of saying, you know what, you changed my mind. These hoes want to be the harbingers of truth, but don't want to be the students of it. Get the fuck up out of my face.
Them Before Us activist coalition actually put this video out earlier this year talking about marriage equality.
Marriage is actually the most basic institution of human civilization.
When Obergefell redefined marriage to include same-sex couples, it was billed as a win for adult equality. In reality, it created inequality for children. It made our children less than.
When you redefine marriage, you redefine parenthood.
God, the witch is back. Okay, so this is like a 3-minute video where they get a bunch of conservative commentators. Michael Knowles is in it. You can see like the pro-life organizations are in it. They get all of them to essentially talk and say that marriage equality is redefining parenthood and that gay parents are terrible for children and blah, 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 blah. And while this video is not here specifically to debate those points, which I can and maybe I will in another video.
And you need to. And I would love for Amir to bring his ass up here, girl, and to talk about it too. I would love for Blair to bring her ass up there and talk about it too. I feel like that would be an awesome thing. Why don't y'all come together as the homosexual wonder team, girl, and show us what objectivity looks like? I mean, Clark, you're very good for it. No shade based on what I've seen thus far. I want you to bring that out in Blair and Amir, since you guys are such good friends. I feel like that would be beneficial for the community. Since Pride is falling apart and there needs to be a rebrand, I'm curious to hear y'all positions and y'all proposals on how that works. Because no shade, maybe there does need to be a rebrand, not just of the Pride community, but just what the fuck we the people look like. The left has failed us, the right has failed us, and the only part that we have not tried collectively is the center. And we already say we in the middle of this bitch leaning, girl. Maybe it's time to lean towards the fence instead of still holding on. Maybe we need to lean and electric slide our way towards the fence and maybe remove that bitch and realize that we're all in this together. Because this regime finna turn it the fuck up where all of us are gonna be in a situation, girl. And it seems like at this point, we're only gonna work together, girl. We're only gonna work together, girl, when we are in hell. That's what it looks like. It looks like we're all going to have to go through the fire, that our mortalities are going to have to be objectively threatened simultaneously at the same time, girl, for us to realize that we need to do some shit. And I hate that that is the case. When we had all this time to literally come together as a people. Now we're about to see who we the people really are. Because both sides are toxic. Again, both sides are the same bird, but has two wings. The left and the right, baby. It's time to split this goddamn bird down the middle, bitch, and cook this hoe and eat it. Before it eats us. Let's continue.
The point is that they are trying to tie marriage equality to children. And this is something in the conservative playbook that gets done very often. When they have bigoted views, when they don't agree with a certain type of freedom that we are allotted, a lot of times they will use children as a scapegoat to then take away that freedom because many people have a soft spot for children, and people will believe in taking their own freedoms away because they want to protect children. In fact, I believe in that. However, that's not what's happening. So they'll lie and they'll say that children are in danger, and they'll make up all of these statistics and fabricate studies to say that children are in danger to get general public support. Now, this activist organization isn't doing that well from what I've gathered.
Allegedly.
But the point is that they exist and they have many prominent names signing on in support of their mission. A lot of these names that these conservative commentators look up to and listen to and support every single day. These gay conservative commentators listen and support every single day. Now, this isn't the only...
Does it also mean your good friend, your good girlfriend, Amir Odom? I need to look that up, and again, he showed the list of the sponsors. I wonder if Summit Ministries is a part of that sponsorship. I wonder if PragerU is a part of that sponsorship. Queen Stevie, if you're still here, could you go back a little bit in the commentary and find out what the name of that the page of that video, and find out who sponsored that video, and see if Summit Ministries or PragerU was a part of it, or if there were like any sister organizations that are connected to them. Because again, it's funny, like he said, all of these conservative sponsors who are Christian, who are right-wing, who are nationalists, are using... See, this is one thing that the left could learn, girl. The Republicans know how to use their money in a strategic way. They hoard it, so they're able to do that. We have to find a way to tap into that. Because words is just not enough anymore. And we have to think outside the box. And the gray area, the purple area, allows us to do just that. And people like Amir and Blair are connected to those same organizations. In the same room where all those hands in silence, in secret, excuse me, kind of silence, but in secret, girl, are shaking hands because we have a common goal in mind. I have the resources, you have the people. Let's mix them together. Fucking sad. Heritage Foundation, Turning Point USA, and PragerU. Thank you, Queen Stevie.
Gay conservative who gets on and trashes Pride. There's plenty of them, and I could pull from all of them. In fact, I have trashed Pride many, many, many times. In the beginning of my career, I would say that I echoed a more similar sentiment to these gay conservative creators because my frontal lobe wasn't developed, okay? I'm just gonna say that.
You guys go drag me for this, huh? Okay.
These aren't the only creators. There's many. There's another one, Mike Smith on Twitter, and I quoted his tweet yesterday. Proud of our police, proud of our military, proud of our achievements, proud of our hardworking people. This is my pride flag. So you can see they're out walking with American flags in June and saying, this is my pride flag. Great. Take pride in the American flag. I know I do. Last month was Military Appreciation Month, and you chose to walk in June. Make it make sense. And his tweet has now blown up because I quoted his tweet and said exactly that, and it's almost at like 1 million views on Twitter, but I took this screenshot earlier before that tweet blew up. They're claiming that we don't need pride. Pride is a terrible parade. Pride is full of sexual degeneracy, which is kind of true. And pride is not needed. So let's just get rid of pride. The gay conservatives want to live their lives freely and they're not oppressed, right? So they're claiming that pride is not necessary. And that's a perspective to have. But I don't think that it holds up logically when you have groups who are working, and conservative commentators and conservative politicians who are working tirelessly, even though we have the rights to take them away. Now, I don't think these gay conservatives hate themselves. I think some of them might have some internalized homophobia going on, but just speaking from my own experience, when I echoed these sentiments like 5-6 years ago, I never hated the fact that I was gay. I never hated myself. I mean, come on. You really think I hated myself? I have the biggest ego on the planet.
Electric chair.
I don't think I've ever hated myself, but I just looked at pride as something different than what it is actually supposed to represent. I looked at it as a left-wing activist movement that is not actually associated with gay rights anymore. Now, I think the gay conservatives in 2026 are particularly stupid, and I think they're dumber than I was when I was echoing their sentiments like 5 years ago, because conservative culture has changed a lot. In 2020, 2018, 2016, Trump was holding a pride flag at his events. Republicans were supporting marriage equality. Republicans wouldn't criticize the gays because it was unpopular, but culture has shifted and it's become a lot more homophobic on the right-wing side. So if you are a gay conservative right now, I'm not going to say you need to stop being conservative, but you need to recognize that the culture has shifted a lot more to anti-gay sentiment on your side. And to sit here and pretend like that's not there makes you either entirely naive or purposefully ignorant. So personally,
Amir, you just clocked your friend. Clock that nigga in the face. You clocked him in the face. Even Amir, oh well. And to his point, oh well. I mean, I was saying some dumb shit during Trump's first presidency, but like the second one, I was like, no, I'm not that dumb, girl. I'm gay, but I'm not that gay. Bitch, you was still dumb. And again, to your point, maybe these hoes wouldn't be as dumb. Maybe these hoes wouldn't be as gay if y'all didn't open up the door. Y'all were the ones that opened up the door for these queer conservatives, girl. You are they are your children's. They're your children. I said children's. They're your children. All these right-wing hoes and shit is y'all sons and daughters and bristers and sedisters. And your brother, Amir, is sprouting Republican bullshit still to this day in 2026. So the stupid and the willfully ignorant that you're talking about, yeah, you talking about your brother. You talking about your brother.
Is pride still necessary? I think yes. I don't think we need to get rid of pride, but that doesn't mean it doesn't have its own problems. Pride needs to be reformed. And like I said last year, pride needs a PR rebrand. We should be highlighting successful gay people. It should be a family-friendly event. It should be showcasing the possibilities that America is able to give to people by living up to the ideals we were created on. In the same way that even though when they wrote the Constitution, Black people didn't have full rights, gay people didn't have full rights, the values that the Constitution presents and that this country was founded on transcended the errors in humanity at the time. We were able to look back on that document and say, hey, actually, we weren't living up to the equal standard and the beliefs that we should have been. We came short, and the document even shows that. So I think pride should be showcasing a patriotic version of equality that includes gay people and is very wholesome. The public would be much happier with that, would be much more receptive to it, and we would gain a lot of support. So these conservative gays who make a lot of content about pride, and granted, I used to be one of them, I don't think they realize that they can have a moderate position on this issue without partnering up with people who legitimately hate them. And that's my position on this matter. Get rid of the skanky outfits, put some clothes on, highlight gay stories that let the public know it's okay to be different, but also that we're all very similar. And that's how pride should be moving forward.
That was so powerful. Academy Award.
So if you
now, before you get into that part, because I think this is the end of the video. Beautifully said, wonderful. And he kept talking about the history of pride and what pride used to be. And I looked up again, because I like to look up things in a moment. And again, I do ask AI, can AI be wrong? Yes, that's why you got to double check shit. But I want you to also do your research too and your homework. Ain't just me, girl, unless y'all gonna pay me. And I don't even get paid like that, girl. I'm not on y'all level, not yet. But here, I said, what was the first pride about? Because again, going back to our roots. So what was the origin of pride? And was that origin a peaceful or a radical response? I want to read what the answer is. This is from 25 sites. The first pride, the origin, the birth, okay, the genesis of it all, was a protest. A protest against what, Bubs? A protest against police brutality, state-sanctioned harassment, and the criminalization of LGBTQ plus identities. And it was absolutely a radical response to systemic oppression. What the fuck is this current administration trying to do to queer people? Clark literally hit the nail on the head. And again, he's the moderate gay, but shout out to the moderate gay that's actually a moderate gay, what a quote unquote normal gay should look like, because you'll be able to clock both sides, and you clocked both sides. You low-key clocked more of the right side than you did the left, girl, because we see where the real problems and the real issues and the real concerns and the real danger is really coming from. So shout out to you being real. I just need you to continue to be real by calling Amir and Blair out on their bullshit. But again, Pride started off as a radical response to the injustice that queer people dealt with. And that same injustice that queer people dealt with at that time, queer people are going to experience, and they're starting with the motherfucking TQI, because they're already trying to y'all already trying to disassociate them from the community, cut them out from the community, even though they were part of helping the LGBTs get to where the fuck they are now. Now you want to cut them off to save yourself when the whole thing is coming after you as well. And Clarkson was able to clock that T in reference to the Republican side or the conservative side. Anyway, what we recognize today as Pride began as a direct commemoration of the Stonewall Uprising of June 1969. Rather than the corporate-sponsored festivals common today, the foundation of the movement was a literal riot against state violence. So hoes is really in the streets, knucking and bucking and ready to fight. Is Amir ready to do that? Because again, we're talking about pride and where the fuck we came from. Amir, nigga, you ready to do that? Blair, you ready to do that? Clarkson, are you ready to do that? Because this administration is trying to drive it to that point. Let's talk about the catalyst, which was the Stonewall Uprising in 1969. In 1969, living openly as a queer individual was illegal in nearly every U.S. state. Police forces frequently raided gay bars, using archaic cross-dressing laws to violently arrest transgendered, gender nonconforming, and queer individuals. So the same shit that y'all complaining about was the same shit that was happening. You see what happens when you educate yourself? Now again, don't just take my word for it. Study to show thyself approved. But I've talked about this a lot on my platform. And even when those queer people were being quiet, they were in the clubs, they were in the spaces, away from children, away from families, away from society, on a brandy, I'm in my own little corner, in my own little chair. They're being whatever they want to be. And the police kept fucking with them. So, because of that, there eventually was something known as a breaking point. In the early hours of June 28th, 1969, the police raided the Stonewall Inn, a gay bar in New York City's Greenwich Village. Yeah, the resistance. Instead of dispersing, the patrons, led largely by Black and brown trans women, drag queens, sex workers, and the unhoused queer youth, decided to fight back. So all the people that y'all claiming are the dredges of society who went into hiding, girl, that was still getting bullied and picked with, they said, no, fuck that, bitch. We gonna whoop all y'all ass, bitch. I might die, but you might die too, bitch. Welcome to the land of accountability. Welcome to the real land of equality. Welcome to the real land of DEI, bitch. Manifest it. Are you ready? We have key figures. Trailblazers like Marsha P. Johnson and Sylvia Rivera were central to the multi-day uprising that followed, transforming decades of suppressed anger into a public demand for liberation. Now, as far as the first official Pride March, we're talking about the catalyst, girl. Now we're talking about the Pride event to celebrate what happened, which is why it's pride, because of all the shit we have to go through. And unfortunately, we're gonna go through again. Thanks, Trump. But let's talk about the first official Pride March in 1970. On June 28th, 1970, exactly 1 year after the riots, activists organized the Christopher Street Liberation Day March in New York City. Concurrently, smaller inaugural marches, Lord, my tongue, took place in cities like Chicago, Los Angeles, and San Francisco. The core message: the marchers walked 51 blocks from Greenwich Village to Central Park to openly demand full civil rights, visibility, and an end to police violence. The shift in tone. Activist Craig Schoonmaker, what's her name, coined the term pride for the 1970 events. He noted that while queer people had very little systemic power at the time, embracing pride in oneself was a necessary transformative tool to build a political movement. And why it was a radical response, you may ask? Well, the transition from earlier activism to the post-Stonewall era marked a severe revolutionary shift in strategy. We have the rejection of responsibility politics, which Amir and Blair want everybody to follow. No shade. Before Stonewall, earlier homophile organizations like the Mattachine Girl Society, probably fucked that up, organized highly disciplined, quiet pickets where protesters wore formal suits and dresses to look acceptable to the public. The first pride threw this aside, choosing raw, authentic, and disruptive public visibility, which may explain what y'all talking about today, girl. Demanding liberation, not assimilation. Newly formed radical groups like the Gay Liberation Front, GLF, completely rejected the idea of blending into heterosexual society. They operated on the premise that the entire system needed to change, and then lastly, defying the law by existing. Merely marching in public as an out queer or trans person in the 70s was a radical, dangerous act. Marchers risked losing their jobs, being disowned by families, or facing immediate arrest and physical violence just for walking down the street. And this administration, to my point, to Clark's point, is that these people in positions of power are actively working to bring us back to those days, because those were the days where America was great. So, with that being said, Clarkson, pimpin', we appreciate your commentary. I appreciate you being objective. Again, I'll have to do more of my research because I just discovered your video. And I hope, because again, I'm a small YouTuber and I don't even know if you want to see this video, but if you happen to see this video and watch it this far, which if you did, shout out to you. But it would be awesome to see you further these conversations with people like Amir Odom and Blair White. Like, these are people that you're connected with. And I understand that you appreciate and honor the social circle because y'all are quote unquote the normal gays, but I need for the normal gays to show us what this 360 situation looks like. And from this video, it looks like you're an individual that can offer that. Again, are you perfect? No. But you're a lot better than Blair and Amir, and I'd rather work with that. So I would love to see that. It's still Pride Month, so who knows? They may gag us with a family-friendly Pride event, or hell, give us one in July. Like, at this damn point, I just want these people, Blair, Amir, and others, to just show us what family-friendly Pride looks like. Show us. Give us a promo, girl. Give us videos. Give us content that helps to show us what the structure of that looks like. But unfortunately, I feel like a lot of them are not going to do it because they're too deep in. They're too deep in the sunken place. That money is too good and that accountability is too much. So they're going to continue to operate in these ways, which harm the community. And when you harm the queer community objectively, I'm going to speak out about it. No shade. But again, thank y'all so much for joining me for this live. I really do appreciate it. If you can, please make sure you hit that like button. It helps the channel to grow on the algorithms, okay? If you want to contribute to the subscription growth, you can definitely hit that subscribe button as well as the notification bell so that you can stay up to date with my content, okay, both live and edited. If there's anything that I said in my live that you would love to respond to, whether it's a snippet, whether it's the entire live, and not just this live, any of my content, whether you agree, disagree, you want to just read me for filth, throw all type of ad hominems, do what you do. This is the land of the free and the home of the brave. You have the amendment right to do that, so go ahead and exercise that. The only thing that I require is that you at me at it, BubzDaGawd, so that I know that it's real. And speaking of adding at BubzDaGawd, if you would like to contribute to the platform, you can definitely hit that Cash App $ Conscious TV, CONSCIOUZ TV, and put in the note, this is for BubzDaGawd, or you can send to me directly at PayPal, which is paypal.me/BubzDaGawd, as you can see spelled on my platform. Shout out to everybody who came through. Shout out to the Bush babies. Shout out to Clarkson. And yeah, we'll see where this goes. And I will definitely be keeping my eyes open on this whole normal gay situation, because now I'm curious and low-key invested to know what this fucking means. So yeah, until next time, everybody, y'all enjoy the rest of y'all evening, and I will be talking to y'all. Peace.
I can be anything I choose in this round. We are a sound vibration too deep to tell.